The driver was traveling in a lane parallel to a large truck. As they approached the intersection, the truck began turning and quickly realized the collision distance with the driver was dangerously close, prompting it to stop abruptly. In such situations, it no longer matters who is right or wrong when facing a large vehicle. You're always at a disadvantage. This incident serves as a stark reminder to stay vigilant when driving near large trucks on the road.
Again, bro!
The car suddenly turned around and then reversed unexpectedly, resulting in a highly perilous situation on the road. This bizarre action left everyone in a state of panic. Watching the video, the scene almost feels like it's been played in reverse, adding to the shock and confusion surrounding the danger of this situation. Take note of this girl. Her hand gripped something ablaze, the flames flickering eerily in the darkness. With an irritated expression, she stormed toward a car and delivered a hard kick to its side. Then she quickly left, leaving behind surprise and disbelief. A red car cruised down the road, then veered into a narrow lane. Suddenly, a Tesla slammed into its side with immense force. The impact spun the Tesla out of control, crashing it repeatedly into the roadside barriers. The Tesla was left in ruins, its body dented and its front shattered. Chaos and danger filled the scene.
It's like, it's gonna show, it's like when I did Delta, I bought the ticket, it was like cool, but it was like, it wasn't letting me like do, oh shit!
This vehicle, overloaded with bulky goods, wobbled violently as it moved, alarming everyone nearby. Each precarious sway posed a potential hazard to other road users. The tension was palpable, any misstep could lead to disaster. It was a night. The car traveled steadily until it suddenly encountered an oncoming vehicle. Both drivers swerved sharply to the roadside, narrowly avoiding a collision. Thankfully, no accident occurred, but the heart-pounding moment left everyone shaken yet relieved that all was safe. Look at this black car. It was driving normally until, out of nowhere, it jolted upward, startling everyone. It turned out the car had rear-ended the vehicle ahead, causing a severe crash that sent debris across the road. The cause of the accident remains unclear, but the damage speaks volumes about its seriousness. Look at this bike. The man crossing the street suddenly noticed a car speeding towards him. Despite trying to avoid it, the car still hit him. The force of the collision threw him several meters into the air before he fell hard to the ground. The horrific scene left onlookers frozen in fear.
Oh my fucking God!
On a rainy day in the forest, a car navigated the winding road when large trees suddenly toppled right in front of it. Miraculously, the car escaped unharmed, though the driver was undoubtedly shaken. In that moment of relief, he recognized the sheer luck that had saved him from a dire situation. A fire truck, its emergency lights flashing, commanded the road as vehicles moved. But suddenly, a green car and a pickup truck, unable to stop in time, crashed head-on into the fire truck. The violent collision flipped the truck over, sending the scene into chaos and horror. A stark reminder of the dangers of distracted driving. Ahead, cars occupied the entire lane, but a man on a motorbike recklessly attempted to overtake. As he passed a passenger vehicle, he crashed into a parked car he had not seen. The force of the impact shattered the car's rear window, sending his head crashing into the vehicle. It was a heartbreaking scene and a grim lesson in unsafe overtaking.
Okay, that took a long time. So here's the car guy. You're suspended. Okay, I'm not taking you to jail. I'm letting you drive off the road.
Everything seemed normal until a car suddenly sped across 2 lanes of traffic, startling and confusing everyone around. Sand and dirt sprayed into the air, adding to the chaos. Witnesses couldn't help but exclaim, "What the hell is going on?" Despite the warning lights signaling an approaching train and other vehicles stopping in compliance, a black car brazenly attempted to cross the tracks. The tragic consequences were inevitable. The train plowed into the car's hood, creating a horrifying scene. This reckless decision shocked onlookers, leaving them shaken by the sheer irresponsibility of the driver.
What was that?
Watch this car. It recklessly sped up in an attempt to overtake another vehicle, but lost control and crashed heavily into its side. The impact left the other car completely wrecked on one side, creating a chilling and dangerous scene on the road. Such irresponsible behavior is utterly inexcusable. This driver should have their license revoked immediately. Focus on this white car. It's a shocking sight. 2 reckless racers collided, sending the white car spinning out of control and crashing violently into a railing, nearly shattering it to pieces. Meanwhile, the 2 culprits sped away from the scene without any regard for the consequences. This behavior is unacceptable, and they must be caught and punished appropriately, perhaps even facing the harshest legal penalties.
Dia punya driver ada dalam tu, sepit tu.
Let's take a closer look at this crash scene. For unknown reasons, a car veered dangerously close to the edge of the road before colliding with the railing. The force of the impact sent the car airborne, overturning in a massive cloud of dust. Thankfully, a black car nearby managed to avoid the crash just in time. Had it not swerved, the accident could have been even more catastrophic. Witnesses were left stunned by the intensity of the scene. This red car was crawling along the highway when it suddenly came to a stop right in the middle of the road. This dangerous and irresponsible action left the other vehicles vulnerable. Moments later, a high-speed car failed to react in time, slamming into the stationary vehicle and sending it skidding violently across the road. A serious accident unfolded. Who do you think bears more responsibility, the red car for its illegal stop or the other driver for failing to control their speed?
Griffin, I'm not sure if he did or not, but he became...
Are we naming Anderson Silva?
No, Mercer Shogun. Mercer Shogun Hua.
Sure, I didn't hear the name. You cut out a bit. Shogun Hua, okay,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
So,
All these names.
he was a big name at the time, and he didn't have to risk it against John Jones. When John Jones stepped on short notice, he didn't have to risk it. He didn't need John Jones in his legacy, right? But
Exactly.
Mercer Shogun Hua gave John Jones that opportunity to go there and make a name out of himself, and John Jones capitalized on it. Now, I feel like it's the vicious cycle of mixed martial arts or any sport. And you look at Russell Wilson, when he was hot, I don't know if you watched American football, but at one point in time, he was probably considered one of the best quarterbacks.
Take note of this white car. Without any warning or a signal, the driver suddenly veered left, causing a severe collision that completely crushed the rear of the other vehicle. To make matters worse, after both cars stopped, the driver of the white car shamelessly insisted they were right and began yelling at the other driver. Such reckless and arrogant behavior is infuriating and leaves onlookers shaking their heads in disbelief.
Schau du das Kind, du dumm!
This yellow car was a menace on the road, speeding recklessly and weaving dangerously between lanes. It wasn't long before the police took notice and gave chase. The pursuit was dramatic, but the yellow car ultimately had no choice but to stop. The driver absolutely deserves a hefty fine and a lesson in road safety for endangering not only themselves but everyone else on the road. Yellow car sped and zigzagged on the road. This car was moving on a very peaceful road when suddenly a car jumped out from a small corner and caused a collision. The driver of the crashed car immediately got out and blamed the car. Actually, this situation is very strange, as if the other car had timed it to come out at the right time to cause a collision, like it was intentional. Pay close attention to this situation. A car suddenly shot out from a side road at an alarming speed, crashing hard into another vehicle. The impact sent one car into the guardrail while the other veered into the woods. Remarkably, a nearby driver managed to swerve and avoid colliding with both vehicles, a display of truly exceptional and precise driving skills. Two cars refused to yield, neither willing to slow down and let the other pass. The standoff ended disastrously when the green car lost control, flipped sideways in the middle of the road, and slid a considerable distance. Witnesses were left shaken by the terrifying scene, a sobering reminder of how dangerous competitive driving can be. This car was speeding recklessly, posing a significant danger not just to the driver but to everyone on the road. Such behavior is beyond irresponsible and could result in a major accident at any moment. Although small in size, this car was overloaded with bulky items. While driving, it collided with another vehicle, shattering its rear window. This dangerous situation underscores the importance of avoiding overloading vehicles, which can lead to a loss of control and serious accidents. Distracted driving led to a disastrous crash when the driver failed to notice traffic ahead and slammed into the rear of another car. The force of the impact propelled the struck vehicle into the guardrail, creating a harrowing scene. Thankfully, no serious injuries occurred, but this incident highlights the critical need to remain focused while driving. Small mistakes can have grave consequences. While traveling on the highway, the first car stopped suddenly, prompting the second car to brake in time. However, the third car failed to react quickly enough and crashed into the second vehicle, causing a dangerous chain reaction. The violent collision created a tense and frightening situation, but thankfully, no one was seriously hurt. At a busy intersection, a reckless young man darted across the road without checking for oncoming traffic. Fortunately, the approaching car was moving slowly, sparing him from a potentially tragic accident. If the driver had been going faster, the outcome could have been catastrophic.
The rural states hadn't put the results in yet, but yet Trump was ahead in these states. Kamala's never going to win those states. Put it all together. I don't know how he did it. Yeah. Dana took,
In an act of pure recklessness, a driver to take all the cars in front without assessing the situation, ultimately crashing into another vehicle. Fortunately, no one was seriously hurt, and the driver quickly realized their mistake and stopped. While it's a relief that the consequences weren't severe, a cyclist was riding peacefully along the road when a motorbike suddenly appeared from the opposite direction. With no room to avoid a collision, the two vehicles crashed head-on. The situation was incredibly dangerous, but miraculously, no serious injuries occurred. On the left side of a crowded road, two cars inexplicably drove straight into a ditch one after the other. Witnesses were stunned by the bizarre scene, unable to comprehend what had just happened. The unusual and chaotic incident left everyone in shock. Look at this motorcyclist zigzagging dangerously on the road without wearing a helmet. His reckless behavior culminated in a severe crash, sending both him and his bike flying to the roadside. Miraculously, he stood up unscathed, but his irresponsible actions deserve strong condemnation. This could have ended far worse. A line of cars was moving slowly when suddenly one vehicle sped up. Despite the driver's desperate attempt to brake, leaving skid marks and smoke, the car couldn't avoid crashing. The impact shattered the front of the vehicle, creating a terrifying scene that left onlookers horrified. White sheets mysteriously fell off a truck, creating a massive hazard for the vehicles behind. Drivers were forced to react quickly to avoid collisions in this highly dangerous situation. Such carelessness in securing cargo can lead to serious accidents and must be prevented. A woman and her child were on a bus when a sudden accident caused the vehicle to flip over. The woman was thrown aside, but miraculously both emerged unscathed. Witnesses described the incident as a narrow escape, a situation that could have ended tragically without their incredible stroke of luck. While navigating a roundabout, a car suddenly rushed in, ignoring the vehicles already in motion. Unable to react in time, another car crashed directly into it. The collision was devastating and left witnesses in disbelief.
There you go. About fucking time. Thank you. Oh, really? You fucking idiots. Motherfucker, here we go! God damn it! God damn. Not okay. Motherfucker.
A black car recklessly swerved into another lane, but the quick-thinking driver in the adjacent car skillfully maneuvered to avoid a major collision. After the red light ended, a bicyclist recklessly crossed the road, ignoring oncoming traffic. A speeding car hit the rear wheel, sending the bike flying. Witnesses were terrified, but fortunately, the cyclist was unharmed. This miraculous escape highlights the critical importance of adhering to traffic signals. From this camera angle, it's hard to determine who was at fault, but a motorbike was struck with such force that it shattered upon impact. The car involved didn't stop, but instead sped away, leaving the scene. Witnesses were horrified by the driver's callousness fleeing the victim after such a violent incident is unimaginable. A speeding car suddenly swerved into another lane in a heart-stopping maneuver, missing a major accident by mere millimeters. The tense moment left everyone stunned. While driving on a narrow road with many curves, a man merged onto the main road without noticing a fast-approaching police car. The officer couldn't brake in time and crashed into the car, causing it to wobble dangerously. Thankfully, no one was seriously injured. The police quickly stepped in to assist, but the incident was a nerve-wracking reminder of the risks of not checking surroundings while merging.